Hello team, welcome back. Welcome to the Jenkins for DevOps training. And today we will discuss how we can install Jenkins on Windows, right? So let's start with. So we will download and configure the Jenkins on our Windows machine. In this particular lecture, we will go through these few things. First, we will download the Jenkins. Then we will talk about the prerequisite to start the Jenkins service on Windows. Then we will see how we can start Jenkins service on Windows. Then we set the admin account credentials on Windows. And after then, we will install default plugins on Jenkins. So these are the few things we are going to learn in this particular lecture. To download the Jenkins, first I will go to my browser and type download Jenkins, right? It, it will provide you the first link of the official Jenkins website, which is jenkins.io, and you will go into the download section. Once you will click this link, you will land on this page. Over here, if you scroll down, you will get two kind of builds. The first build is LTS, which is long-term support, and second build is weekly. So basically, we are going to download the long-time support build because long-time support builds are the stable builds of the Jenkins, and weekly builds are the unstable and untested builds of the Jenkins. The long-term support builds are the builds which is being released not more frequently, but they are released when Jenkins has done all kind of testing and say, okay, the build is stable. But weekly release of the Jenkins is basically not sure that it is the completely tested build and we can use it for the full flash. So in the long-term support LTS, we'll go and download this generic Java package. Over here, we are getting the Windows options as well, but we are not going to download the Jenkins exe file. We are going to download the Jenkins war file so that we can use Jenkins as a service on our machine. Simply, I will click this link and it will download, right? So it will take very few time to download. Just wait. So you can see the war file is being downloaded. I will open up in the directory. So here is my Jenkins war file. Very first, I will do one thing. I will copy this war file, go to any of my directory. I am going into the C, and over here I will create a new folder or new directory and name it Jenkins underscore server. And I will kept my war file at this particular folder. Right? Now you need to find out the prerequisite. So to start the Jenkins service on a Windows machine, the only prerequisite is Java 8 should be installed on your machine, right? If you are working on Java 9, you are working on Java 10, then you would not be able to start the Jenkins service on your machine because Jenkins is not compatible with Java 9 and Java 10. Till the date when I am recording this video, Jenkins is only compatible with the Java 8. So Java 8 should be installed on your machine. How you can check? You can open your command prompt and type command java dash version, right? If you are getting output like this, Java version 1.8.0 underscore something and Java runtime environment and something VM environment, then Java is successfully installed on your machine and you have successfully configured it, right? If you are not getting this kind of output, then you will get output command Java is not found. That means Java is not installed on your machine. But if you are getting some other version over here like 1.9 or 10.1, then it means Java 9 and Java 10 is installed on your machine. So very first, if Java is not installed on your machine, you need to install the Java. In the next lecture, I will put the text direction how to install the Java on your machine, right? If you are using Java 9 and Java 10, then you simply remove it and install Java 8. So for the same, I will again post the lectures as a text direction in the next lecture. so that you can remove the previously installed Java and install Java 8 on your machine. After this, we will see how we can start the Jenkins service on Windows. So we will click over here on the folder bar or folder tree bar, and I will type cmd and press enter. What it will do, it will open the current location in my command prompt, right? And over here, I will type a command java space hyphen jar space my war file name space dash dash http port, and I need to provide the port where I need to execute my Jenkins server. So I'm providing the port 9090. Hit enter. So it will basically create some directory dot Jenkins at your user directory, which is your user. Inside your user, you will get a directory dot Jenkins, and it is starting the Jenkins on your machine. So it will take a few seconds to basically start the Jenkins on your machine. So just wait. After some time, you will get a message like this: Jenkins is fully up and running. It means Jenkins service is running on your machine. Now you can access the Jenkins service on the browser. For this, I need to find out the IP of my machine, right? If you don't want to go through the IP, you can simply go to browser, and over here you can simply put localhost colon and the port which you have provided at the time of start. I provided port 9090, right? It will render you on the Jenkins main page. If you don't want to go through the local host, you can go through the IP. For this, I need to find out the IP of my Windows machine. So I will go to command prompt and execute the command ipconfig, and it will return you the IP of your machine, which is 192.168.0.103. I will simply copy this IP and paste it over here. Put colon and port 9090. Hit enter, it will render you on the same machine. So when you will basically render on this particular page, it is asking you to provide the administrator password. Till now, we don't have any administrator password, but it is saying the administrator password is kept at this particular location. So if I will go to this particular location, that C users Anshul.Chauhan, which is my username on this computer, dot Jenkins, a directory Jenkins have created inside my user directory. Over there, it has created secrets, and over there, you would get a file initial admin password. So you can go to this particular location, and you will get a file over here, initial admin password. If I will open this file, then this is my admin password, right? If you are using Windows, then you can get the same password on your console as well, right? Over here. This string and that string we are getting on Notepad++ are same, right? So you can copy it from anywhere, right? So I will copy this string and go to my browser and put it over here. After this, I will press enter to continue. It will take very few seconds to render you on the next page. And in the next page, it is asking me to customize the Jenkins. It is saying either I can go with the uh, install the plugins, or I can select the plugins after this, right? So I will go with the default configuration which is suggested from the Jenkins, and I will basically click this particular install suggested plugins link, right? So you can see Jenkins is basically downloading the plugins, right? So there's one more difference. If you are installing the Jenkins on Linux machine, then these plugins could be different. If you are installing the Jenkins or Windows machine, these plugins could be different. And if you are using Jenkins on a Mac machine, these plugins could be different, right? So Jenkins have their identified set of plugins for every kind of machine, right? Sometimes they vary machine to machine or operating to operating system. They also vary from the version to version. If you are using Jenkins 2.121.8 and if you are using Jenkins 2.120.7, then these plugins may be different. Maybe in the 7 version .7 you are getting the less plugins as compared to the plugins which is available in the .8 version. Once the plugin install will done, Jenkins will render you on this particular page and it will ask you to provide some admin user details. So you need to provide the username which you will use for the login on your Jenkins machine. So I will provide Anshul. You need to provide the password, confirm password, then you need to provide the full name and email address. Right? Once you inserted the details, you need to click Save and Continue button. It will ask you for the instance configuration. Over here, Jenkins will provide you a URL, which is the URL of IP of your server and your port where the Jenkins is running. And it will ask you, would you like to use the same URL for the Jenkins service in future? I will use it and click on Save and Finish. Yes, you will get a message, Jenkins is ready. Your Jenkins setup is complete. Start using Jenkins and you need to click on this button and it's all set. So right now you have successfully installed, configured your Jenkins, right? And you are basically executing the fully up and running Jenkins server. So this area, the left hand side area is called the menu area, right? Over here we will get the menus. This area where we are getting the text welcome to Jenkins is called the dashboard and we will get our jobs over here and the upper bar is the menu bar, right? So we will learn about the Jenkins in very details in the coming lectures. So in this particular lecture, we have learned how we can install the Jenkins on Windows machine. So thank you. Thanks for your time.